In July 2022, three of us started on a section hike on the John Muir Trail. We started hiking at Silver Lake at the Rush Creek trailhead. I had done this hike the previous year as well. I started at Silver Lake, went up to Thousand Island Lake, and then went south all the way to Bishop Pass. The climb is really hard. This time around, we left at 6 in the morning, got to Agnew Lake that you see right now, just before the sun had risen. I recommend you not do this stretch, but if you do, start early. We also decided to take the shorter but steeper climb to Clark Lakes for the second year in a row. And once you get to the top of Clark Lake, you have spectacular views of Gem Lake. The other alternative is to go around Gem Lake and join Clark Lakes later. Or if you don't care about Thousand Island Lakes, you can go straight to Rush Creek as well. But the two others with me this time were new to Thousand Island Lake, so we headed there. The view of Gem Lake is spectacular. As you continue towards Thousand Island Lake, it's about 9 miles. You climb about 3,000 feet, which for a day one is really hard. But the first views of Thousand Island Lake are really good. Our campsite had great views of Banner Peak and Mount Ritter, and the sunset we experienced was by far one of the best we have seen in the High Sierra. Great colors, 360 degrees colors everywhere around us. It was totally worth it. Next morning, after really good sunrise at Thousand Island Lake, our goal was to go towards Ireland Creek, up and above Donahue Pass and go down. So we left early. Donahue Pass is a steep climb. I kinda knew that going northbound is the easier option over Donahue Pass, but clouds were coming in, we were kinda worried. After about a mile, climbing about 800 feet or so, we reached the summit of Donahue Pass. There were still some patches of snow left, and Donahue Pass is one of the few areas where you have mobile connectivity. I suspect that's because you can see the ski slopes of June Lake. So we were able to call the family and update them where we were from this point. From the top of Donahue Pass, you get really grand views of Lyle Canyon, and you kinda have an idea of where you're going to be hiking rest of the day. Once you get down from Donahue Pass, it's relatively flat for about 10 to 11 miles. You do keep going down, you lose about 3,000 feet. Our goal was to hike till Ireland Creek, but we had to stop early because one of our team members fell ill. So the next morning we left early. The hike towards Tulameen from Lyle Canyon is just filled with one rolling meadow after another for nearly 8 miles. And once you get close to Tulameen Meadows, we had to go to the ranger station because we had left some food there for the second half of our trip. You get to see great views of Columbia Finger and Cathedral Peak. Not this picture, but you get to see it. And then we started the next steep climb of 1500 feet towards Cathedral Lake. We were pushing hard, eventually reached Upper Cathedral Lake just before sunset, set up the tent, and we were lucky enough to see a grand view of Cathedral Lake and the Cathedral Peak as the sun set. My friend Raja climbed another 250 feet above the boulders here, and he had a grander view of sunset. Day 4, we started at Upper Cathedral Lake, and our goal was to get to Little Yosemite Valley. It was a long day, and where you're losing about 3,500 feet. You cross the meadows just after Cathedral Lake with beautiful, gorgeous views of Cathedral Range almost immediately. Up and over Cathedral Pass, you get broad vistas of Echo Valley, this Ogilsang area somewhere in the vicinity there. You start to see some further mountains like Mount Clark that you can see, the very pointed kind of a mountain. And you will be walking alongside Echo Valley for the next many miles. As you near the valley, you start seeing Mount Clark closer, and you get to see Half Dome from behind, and you start seeing Little Yosemite Valley in all its splendor. The last 2 or 3 miles towards Clouds Rest Junction, where the hike, there's a entry to Clouds Rest, is filled with a burnt forest, and it's disheartening to hike through that. And this is where the heat, the July heat kind of kicks in, and you are walking through this dreary landscape that hiking in California has become. It was pretty sad. Last day, we went down from Little Yosemite Valley through Nevada Falls on the John Muir Trail. It's a very beautiful stretch, and we enjoyed it again this time.